Hello children, today I'll explain you chapter 5 from Moments Supplementary Reader book, and the name of the chapter is Weathering the Storm in Assam, written by Harsh Mander.
Weathering the storm in Arsama. The cyclone that hit Orissa in October 1999 killed thousands of people and devastated hundreds of villages. For 2 dreadful nights, Prashant, a young man, was marooned on the roof of a house. On the third day, he decided to go to his village. Did he find his family? Now there are two words: devastated and marooned. The meaning of devastated is destroyed, and meaning of marooned is left alone. So in this story, actually it's a real life story. It's based on the storm, that the cyclone that hit Orissa in October 1999. And in this storm, thousands of people were killed and their houses were destroyed, villages were destroyed. In this story, there is a main character, that's a real life character whose name is Prashant. He was a young man and he was also one of the victims of this cyclone. But he was far away from his house, from his home, when this cyclone hit his village, and he could not reach his home for 2 days. But on the third day, when the rain stopped, he started moving towards his village. What was his experience while moving towards his village and how he faced all those things? Actually, this story talks about so many things that a person should have, that is, courage, selflessness, and welfare of people, not only of his own family but of all those people who are the victims of any situation, any uh, cyclone. Through this story, the author wishes to teach us some good qualities that one should have, like mental toughness, selflessness, leadership, and teamwork. With the help of these qualities, one can overcome any difficult situation in life. So let's see what happens in Weathering the Storm in Assam. On 27th October 1999, 7 years after his mother's death, Prashant had gone to the block headquarters of Asama, a small town in coastal Orissa, some 18 kilometers from his village, to spend the day with a friend. So, on 27th of October 1999, Prashant had gone to the block headquarters of Asama. Asama is a small town in coastal Orissa. And this place, Asama, was near about 18 kilometers from his village. So he had gone to Asama to spend a day with his friend. Now this was the time when his mother had died 7 years ago. In the evening, a dark and menacing storm quickly gathered. Menacing means destroying, frightening. Winds beat against the houses with a speed and fury that Prashant had never witnessed before. Heavy and incessant rain filled the darkness. Now there are two more words. I'll tell you their meanings. The first word is fury, F-U-R-Y, which means extreme anger. So here the author talks about the anger of nature. Heavy and incessant. Incessant means continuous, without stopping, without any interruption. So, on that evening, a dark and menacing means a very frightening storm gathered over there, and the winds were beating against the houses, the winds were beating with great speed, and Prashant had never seen such a thing before. Along with that, heavy and continuous rainfall started. and the whole atmosphere became dark. Trees were uprooted and crashed to the earth. Screams rent the air as people and houses were swiftly washed away. The angry waters swirled into his friend's house neck deep. So, because of wind, the old trees got uprooted and they crashed to the earth. And people were screaming because there was a very great speed of wind and the houses were washed away because of water of the cyclone. So people were screaming, shouting, crying, and the waters of the river, of the ocean, sorry, was so angry that it got entered into his friend's house, and now they were inside the water in his friend's house up to the neck. The building was of brick and mortar and was strong enough to survive the devastation of the wind's velocity of 350 kilometers per hour. But the building was very strong because it was a very strong building made up of brick and mortar. It did not fall down. It was not destroyed, although the wind was running with a velocity of 350 kilometers per hour. But the cold terror of the family grew with the crashing of trees that had got uprooted and fallen on their house, sometime in the middle of the night, damaging its roof and walls. But the family of his friend was very much terrified because the trees were getting uprooted and they were falling here and there, and few trees had fallen upon their house also in the middle of the night, and all the roofs and the walls of the house were damaged. Increased destruction wrought by the cyclone and the surge of the ocean continued for the next 36 hours, although wind speeds had reduced somewhat by the next morning. So, when the cyclone came, it was a great destruction all around that was brought by the cyclone. And for next 36 hours it continued. But the wind speed had little bit reduced the next morning. To escape the waters rising in the house, Prashant and his friend's family had taken refuge on the roof. Prashant will never forget the shock he experienced at his first glimpse of the devastation wrought by the super cyclone in the grey light of the early morning. But because the water was continuously rising in his friend's house, Prashant and his friend's family had to take refuge on the roof, had to take shelter on the roof of the house. And the author says that Prashant will never forget this shock which was brought by the cyclone, because when it was early morning and they were on the roof, he could see all around a very deadly scene that was brought due to the cyclone. A raging, deadly, brown sheet of water covered everything as far as the eye could see. Only fractured cement houses still stood in a few places. Bloated animal carcasses and human corpses floated in every direction. Now there are two words, carcasses and corpses. Carcasses are the dead bodies of animals and corpses are dead bodies of human beings. So wherever he could see, he could only see a dark brown sheet of water, dirty water, muddy water that was brought because of the cyclone, and he could see only some broken houses, cement houses all around at some places. All around he could see the dead bodies of animals and human beings floating on the water. All around even huge old trees had fallen. Two coconut trees had fallen on the roof of their house. This was a blessing in disguise because the tender coconuts from the trees kept the trapped family from starving in the several days that followed. And now he found that all around huge old trees had fallen. Upon the roof of his friend's house, two coconut trees got uprooted and had fallen. Now this was a blessing according to Prashant because the tender, the soft coconuts from these trees could help them survive for several days because all around there was dirty water. They could not go out, they could not move from the roof So they had eaten those coconuts and they used the coconut water to keep themselves survived. For the next 2 days, Prashant sat huddled with his friend's family in the open on the rooftop. They froze in the cold and incessant rain. The rainwater washed away Prashant's tears. The only thought that flashed through his mind was whether his family had survived the fury of the super cyclone. Was he to be bereaved once again? Now, after 2 days, Prashant was still there in his on the roof of his friend's house because there was water all around and he could not move from there. Moreover, the wind was very cold and the rain was incessant. The rain was continuous, it was not stopping. And it had rained so heavily and so badly that Prashant's tears had all gone away. Now, what was the worry in his mind? He was worried about his family because he was far away from his family. He was away from his village and he did not know what happened to his family in his village. Now he was thinking about his family and he was thinking that this time also was he to be bereaved, means was he to suffer the loss of his family members this time also, because he had already lost his mother few years ago. 2 days later, which seemed to Prashant like 2 years, the rain ceased and the rain waters slowly began to recede. Now, after 2 days, now this period was so terrifying, and it seemed to Prashant like he had passed 2 years sitting on the roof of his friend's house. So, after 2 days, the rain stopped. Ceased means stopped, and recede means to reduce, to go down. And the rainwater slowly started reducing. Prashant was determined to seek out his family without further delay, and now Prashant had decided that he has to go in search of his family. But the situation was still dangerous, and his friend's family pleaded with Prashant to stay back a little while longer. But Prashant knew he had to go. But it was still dangerous to go in such a muddy water. So Prashant's friend's family requested him to stay with them for a few more days, but he knew that he has to go in search of his family, so he did not stop. He equipped himself with a long sturdy stick and then started on his 18-kilometer expedition back to his village through the swollen flood waters. And now what he did? He took a long and strong stick with him and he started to move in the water towards his village, which was 18 kilometers away from there. It was a journey he would never forget. He constantly had to use his stick to locate the road. And now Prashant describes that what kind of a journey he had to cover to reach to his village, because all around water was there, the water was muddy and brown colored. He could not see anywhere what was there, so he had to locate the road with the help of that stick that he had taken with him. Determine where the water was most shallow. At places it was waist deep and progress was slow. At several points he lost the road and had to swim. After some distance, he was relieved to find two friends of his uncle who were also returning to their village. They decided to move ahead together. Now, the stick that he had taken with him, he had to find out the road, the path towards his village, and also to find out where the water was most shallow so that he could move a little easily. At some places, the water was very deep and he had to move very slow. At some places, he got hold of the road, lost hold of the road, and he had to swim to cross that distance. After some distance, he found two friends of his uncle. They were also returning to the same village, and they all decided to move ahead together towards their village. As they waded through the waters, the scenes they witnessed grew more and more macabre. Macabre means deadly, very horrible or terrifying. They had to push away many human bodies, men, women, children, and carcasses of dogs, goats, and cattle that the current swept against them as they moved ahead. Now, when they were moving through the waters, it was a deadly scene. It was a very horrifying scene because all around were floating the dead bodies of animals and human beings, and they have to move them away to move ahead through the waters. In every village that they passed, they could barely see a house standing. Prashant now wept out loud and long. He was sure that his family could not have survived this catastrophe. And now, when Prashant saw that in all the villages that they passed, they could not see any single house standing. All the houses were washed away in the waters of the cyclone. And seeing all this, Prashant started crying loudly because now he had understood that his family also would have died in this disaster. Eventually, Prashant reached his village, Kalikuda. Now, the name of his village is Kalikuda, and finally, he reached his village. His heart went cold when their home once stood. There were only remnants of its roof. And now he was shocked to see that his house was also washed away in the waters. Some of their belongings were caught, mangled, and twisted in the branches of trees just visible above the dark waters. And he could see his household things and some clothes, they were all struck in the branches of the trees. Young Prashant decided to go to the Red Cross shelter to look for his family. And because he could not see his home standing, he could not see anybody of his family, he decided to the Red Cross shelter in search of his family members. Among the first people he saw in the crowd was his maternal grandmother. Weak with hunger, she rushed to him, her hands outstretched, her eyes brimming. It was a miracle. They had long given him up for dead. And now when he went to the Red Cross shelter, there among the crowd he saw his maternal grandmother, his Nanima. She became very weak with hunger. When she saw him, she came rushing towards him. She hugged him and she started to cry. Now seeing Prashant for his maternal grandmother was a miracle because everyone had thought that Prashant would have died because he did not return to his village. Quickly word spread and his extended family gathered around him and hugged him tight in relief. Prashant anxiously scanned the motley, battered group. His brother and sister, his uncles and aunts, they all seemed to be there. And now, soon this message spread throughout the Red Cross shelter that Prashant has returned back to the village. And all his family members and relatives, they all gathered to meet him. They all came over there. They hugged him tightly because they were now relieved that Prashant is alive. And even Prashant was very anxiously looking towards his family members and relatives. They were all there, his brother, his sister, his uncles and aunts, everyone was there. They all came to meet him.